Bloody hell, what is it now? Leave me alone.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thoroland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Oh, have you seen that terribly morose lass? The firekeeper. She's stuck keeping that bonfire lit. Sad, really. She's mute and bound to this forsaken place. They probably cut her tongue out back in her village, so that she'd never say any god's name in vain.
The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you. As you've noticed, this land is flush with the mad and wicked.
It would seem, upon this forlorn journey, that companionship is not the greatest motivator. But we haven't given up hope, and we won't give up now. What's up, gang, and welcome back to DSR. I am your host / chosen undead Buck, and today we're going to go on a little rescue operation. What do I mean by rescue operation? Well, when last we met, a couple of videos ago, we picked up an item called the basement key. And once you pick up this basement key and the mystery key, 2 NPCs become available for rescue. Let's get some insight into one of them.
How did that silly sorcerer's apprentice end up? You know, the one always prattling on about Master Logan. He left for the undead burg, but never came back. Serves him right. If even old Big Hat can't make it out there, what chance does he have? I hope he enjoys his new life as a hollow.
So we've scoured the undead burg, but there are a few areas that we did not check, so we didn't come into contact with a sorcerer's apprentice. We have come into contact, however, with Solaire of Astora, Andre of Astora, and Zigmeyer of Katarina. Neither of those 3 are sorcerers.
What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone.
There are but a few places left that we can check wherein which to locate this sorcerer's apprentice. And why not start at the tippy top and go straight to the undead church? Now that this elevator is fixed, access to the undead church is so much easier. We have been here before, but we never completed it. As a matter of fact, there's this big guy here, this Knight Berenique, that we must take care of. Otherwise, he's going to take care of us. So this dude can be parried, but he can't be riposted. And he does some good damage if you're not careful. If you're not confident in your parry game, it's probably a good idea just to circle strafe. He can't be backstabbed, but you can hit him pretty hard. Anyway, you got a Titanite shard from that. And before we continue, there is an enemy. Let's see, we still have our bow, right? Yeah. It ain't been leveled, which is a problem, but we're gonna need it to take care of this guy up here. There's this channeler that we want to take him out now, because if you don't, the closer you get to him, he's going to do this dance, and it's going to buff, in other words, strengthen the enemies in this area, and we definitely don't want that right now. So what we're going to do is snipe this guy until he's had enough. And just like with the Drake cut, just like with the tail cut, if you don't meet the requirements, you probably won't see this kind of damage, but the short bow is an easy option for this. Alright. Okay, so as I was saying, let's run up these stairs and see what awaits us. This dude can be reposted, but not on this these set of steps here. Alright, let's go ahead and trigger this ambush. So if that channeler sees you right around this point, it will perform its little dance maneuver, and you'll have this onslaught to deal with. They're not that tough, but with the influence of that sorcerer, or that channeler, the damage they put out is doubled, pretty much. But we can handle this, right? So if we continue going this way, then we get to the boss arena. We don't want to do that just yet. So instead, we're going to take this detour this way and pick up this item first. And then we're going to go further back into the attic area of the church. Gonna deal with this guy. Alright, and once we've made our way up to this attic, we circle around and pick up some free, I think this is humanity in here. Ah, yeah. So it looks like we've reached a dead end because we can't use this door. We can't open this one, but we can break through it. And once we ascend the 2 steps, we locate a character locked behind bars.
Oh, still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
So you get that, even though he says I'm still human, you get that regardless of your look. If you're hollow, it's still fine.
Please, I have duties to fulfill, and I will reward you handsomely. Well, I am certain you stand to benefit.
Alright, so we have no reason to keep him locked up, and we have the mystery key, so go ahead and free this guy.
Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this, and I guarantee a reward. Only later.
So he says his name is Knight Lautrec of Karim. He doesn't mention anything about sorcery, so this isn't the sorcerer's apprentice that we're looking for.
Yes, very sorry. Your reward will have to wait. I've just been freed. Allow me some time.
So we will continue our search for this silly sorcerer's apprentice. As we mull over our options, we only have one area left to check. And we're going to go check that area right now. You can drop down here, but this will put you behind a couple of very damaging knights. So we're going to go around this way, because I just noticed an item I forgot to pick up. And how can I forget this very important item? It's the soul of a firekeeper, which is very important. We'll discuss its importance later. But right now, we're on a rescue operation. So we're going to deal with these guys really quick. These Balder Knights with their straight swords and rapiers and abilities to parry and backstab. And they can drop Titanite shards. You'll notice that I am in online mode, but I'm alive. I've reversed my hollowing, but I'm in offline mode because you're very susceptible to invasions in this spot. Okay, that hurt. So our next destination that we're headed for It's the area where the Hellkite, it's the area underneath the Hellkite where that bonfire is. So we are now at the bonfire at the face of the Great Bridge. The Great Bridge is where the Hellkite Drake likes to rear its ugly head and breathe fire at you. So we've already allowed him to, or it, to pounce down, and we've already gotten rid of it. So we don't have to worry about it for the rest until we reload the area. The only thing we have to worry about is getting rid of these guys, and that's not too much of a problem for us at this level. Alright, so if you haven't done so already, once you get to about this point, Hellkite will swoop in and breathe fire on the bridge until you get rid of them. And if you don't know how to get rid of them, it's when you hide behind that pillar on the left, let it pounce down, run under it, and let it fly away. So if I'm not mistaken, Solaire of Astora should still be here. Well, I'm sadly mistaken. But the whole point in coming over here is this door here. If we would have attempted to open this door earlier, it would have said it was locked. But now that we have, the basement key opens the narrow passage leading below at the far face of the Great Bridge in the Undead Burg. And that would be this door here. This is the last area in the Undead Burg that we haven't explored. What's up, gang? Welcome back. I'm so glad I got a chance to demonstrate this retrieval system again. But as I was saying, once we climb down here, we'll have reached the last area of the Undead Burg in which we haven't explored just yet. And it's not the most welcoming area either, as a matter of fact. The key that we use to unlock the door gives us a warning as to who or what we can find down here. Gonna open up this shortcut. So now in getting to the lower Undead Burg, it's now easier. If you don't recognize this area, then let me give it to you like this. Right over there, right beneath that stone structure, is the Undead Merchant. Right across here is another bonfire, and right above that, right above where we are, is the Great Bridge. We are in the upper Undead Burg. But anyway, like I was saying, the key gives you an idea of what to expect down here. Let's go over the clues that the key gives us. The lower Undead Burg is a treacherous place. Do not turn your back on the wily thieves or the wild dogs who serve the Capra Demon. Oh, so here are the dogs. They attack in a really rapid pace, and they inflict bleed damage, which is very bad at this juncture. But if you're having trouble with them, if you can get behind this fire, this infinitely burning fire, then you can trick the dogs into running into it. But try not to run into it yourself. Hey. Nice. Okay, so now that the dogs have been taken care of, what about the other enemy that it warns of? So if you keep going forward, you get to about that third door that's right above the character's head. Then you will trigger this ambush that I don't want to trigger right now. So what we're going to do is spoil it and have ourselves an easier time. This is just a heads up. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can go ahead and trigger it and get a good glimpse of what the enemy looks like. So the Boulder Knights up in the undead church can parry and backstab, but these thieves can too. They have a specific stance that one didn't demonstrate of its backstab and repose potential. Alright, go ahead and get the mail breaker. And it didn't drop anything. But before we keep going that way, let's branch off this way and see what we can find.
Somebody, please let me out of here. Somebody, anybody, help me. Unlock the door. Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
A mysterious voice coming from behind a door in an area we've never been. What could go wrong if we open this door and let this person out? And you have to have the residence key. That's another reason to get it. And what do we have here?
Brilliant. You opened the door for me. Thank you. I'm saved. I thought I might never escape. I am Griggs of Vinheim, a sorcerer of the school. I am much obliged for your assistance. Thanks to you, I may now resume my travels.
So there we have it. We have finally rescued our sorcerer that was in need.
Oh, hello. I'm fine. I will rest a while, then return to Firelink Shrine. I have my sorcery, and I will be more cautious next time. Besides, I have an important task at hand.
So at this point, he said he's going to go to Firelink Shrine. I guess we'll just have to meet him there. And we don't have to hold his hand and lead him out of here. He'll take care of that on his own. So what we're going to do is continue to explore the lower undead burg. So this area right here, top yourself off if you haven't already, because these torch hollows are pretty dangerous. Even if you have a shield that blocks 100% physical damage, which I don't right now, but let me switch it over. Prove my point. The heater shield blocks 100% physical damage, but these torch hollows deal more than just physical damage. If you can see it up there, I'm still taking damage because the torch hollows also deal fire damage. So the heater shield negates 70% fire damage, which means anything that's not 100%, you can still take damage from it, even if you're blocking. So the wood shield only blocks 30% because it is made of wood after all. So if the wood shield isn't doing it for you, the heater shield is always a good option. And if these guys are in your way and you don't want to take them all on at once, this trick always works. You lob a firebomb and you get them all at once. Firebomb or black firebomb. And we got our first twin humanities. Twin humanities is 2 humanities instead of 1 for 1 item. But anyway, I bet you could have figured that out. So let's continue moving forward and discover what else this place holds. What are the secrets we can find down here? So if we keep moving forward, I'm gonna hug this wall a little bit and bait this dog to run up, because there's another ambush down here. So we want to get this dog out the way first, because there is another thief ambush. In addition to the dog inflicting bleed damage, the thieves can as well. And there's 3 of them. The thieves can drop any number of that was the parry stance. I thought I was gonna get parried right then, but I'm glad I didn't. Got the bandit's knife. I already had that, so this is how you get a bandit's knife if you don't have one already. Not only that, but if you want the lighter, quieter thief set, the one that our character currently wears because we took the thief class, then look no further than this pillage corpse option right here. it gets you a free target shield and your free thief set. So this fog gate does house a boss, so we'll take care of that later. But first, we're going to go check in on our newest residents of Firelink Shrine. He's waiting for you to come forward, so this one can attack. Oh. As you can see, they don't do that much damage, but they're using bandit's knives, so what they're hoping for is a parry, backstab, or you to succumb to the bleed damage. Hey, it's another locked door. And another free large soul of a lost undead. So we need to go back to Firelink Shrine. That may seem like a headache and so far out of the way, but if you follow this watchtower, take out this lonely undead, or hollow, then we come to this. We can't advance any further in this watchtower because the steps are broken and it seems that it's been cemented over or something. But anyway, we can't go this way. And if we advance this way, we find another lonely NPC. Does this NPC not look familiar?
You still have your senses about you. Then why won't you buy some of my moss? I need your souls.
So this NPC, it is another undead merchant, or she is another undead merchant. And what she says is that you can buy some of her moss. We went to Darkroot Garden early, so we got some of this already. What I didn't get was this. Let's get some of those. So each of these mosses helps the character reduce certain status buildups. As you can see, blood red moss clumps reduce bleed, which you get in the lower Undead Burg where we just came from. The purple moss reduces poison, and the blooming purple reduces poison and toxin. Toxin is a stronger version of poison. Poison throwing knives, I don't really use this too much because if it's not against the player character, poison isn't really all that effective. Or maybe we'll try it out later. Dung Pod turns the enemy toxic, but it also affects the player. We know the deal with the alluring skulls. And charcoal pine resin. We're going to get a couple of these. Oh. So, we know what gold pine resin does. So this is charcoal pine resin. It applies fire to the right-handed weapon, and this is going to come in super handy against the next boss. Transient curses are irrelevant at this point, but we will cover those later. Rotten pine resin adds poison, homeward bones, and all this good stuff. Purging stones is another status thing that we can cure, but we're not going to get into that right now.
You've come to this land at a bad time. There are nothing but hollows in these parts. Save for me, of course. You're undead too, aren't you? You be careful then.
She said we've come to this land at a bad time. It speaks to how long she's probably been locked up where she is now.
Go down along the side to reach the depths of the Undead Burg. Only unkempt crooks and liars to be found there. Hardly a place for a lady like myself. But who knows? Maybe you'd fit right in.
And finally...
Come again, if you please.
So this nice lady just sold us a bunch of cures for some issues that we can come into contact with later. Not only that, but this cage, this door, gives us access to another shortcut. Another shortcut that leads to the Undead Burg. But more importantly, this shortcut leads... Come on. To Firelink Shrine. Oh, Nice. Now that we're back in Firelink Shrine, we can check on our recent rescuees. Firstly, it's that silly sorcerer's apprentice, Griggs of Vinheim.
Oh, hello. I regret meeting you under such compromising circumstances. At least we both made it back unscathed. Incidentally, would you care to learn any sorceries? You're clearly talented, and besides, I owe you. Of course, we will require some materials, but I'm happy to teach you some elementary spells. Are you interested?
Of course, you can deny his request to teach you sorceries, but I don't see why you should. And another thing, if you don't have at least 10 in intelligence, this dude won't talk to you. Either it's 10 or 11, but since we meet that requirement, we can go ahead and learn our sorceries.
Splendid. Very well. I am pleased to have a chance to give something back. Well then, let's get started straight away.
So, he sells very basic level sorceries, some that we can't even cast yet, because I believe our intelligence is only at level 10. But more importantly, he sells his sorcerer's catalyst. Since we already found one, we don't need to buy one. And these 2 rings are very good. Can I afford both of these? Ugh, I'm running low on souls, but anyway, I don't need any more of this stuff.
Have you heard of Big Hat Logan? Master Logan is a great sorcerer and my teacher. Both of us came to this land as undead. But one day he departed, leaving only a note. I suppose he wished to keep me out of harm's way. But where does that leave me? I have dedicated myself to sorcery, but Master Logan could find no use for me. Yes. The note that Master Logan left. It only said he would travel to Anolondo by way of Sen's fortress. I can only guess that he seeks the regal archives. For Master Logan is a tireless pursuer of wisdom. Wisdom trumps all. Everything else is hogwash. When the curse turned him undead, I'm certain that he only felt it was the perfect chance to visit this land. I only wish that I had his courage. 2 things are required for sorcery. First, you must equip a wand. Second, you must attune a sorcery. Then you will be ready to fire away. Oh, and don't forget to aim.
So, Griggs of Vinheim is on a quest or a mission to find his teacher, Big Hat Logan.
All right, that'll do it. That should help you on your journey. May we meet again.
On his quest or his journey to find Big Hat Logan, who left him behind in search of the regal archives by way of Anolondo by passing through Sen's fortress. Griggs of Vinheim doesn't know where Logan is now. All he has is a note that was left behind and a description of what he wanted to do. So now Griggs is going to wait here and wait for another sign for the location of Big Hat Logan.
How did that nutty sorcerer make it back? Unexpected. But I suppose stranger things have happened.
So, we have rescued our silly sorcerer's apprentice.
You again? There's nothing to speak about, really. Oh, actually, something strange did happen. That crow flew off with somebody in its clutches. I think it was a man curled up in a ball. Stranger things have happened, right? No, maybe not.
So, he said the crow flew off with somebody in its clutches, curled up in a ball. That crow up there. So it would seem that either somebody came back here or somebody left from here. And this crow is the courier for the undead asylum. So if they left here, then somebody had the courage to return to the undead asylum. Who could that person have been? Well, we may never know, at least not today anyway. But let's check on our other rescuee, Knight Lautrec of Cadding.
Ah, hello there. I have your reward. Please, accept it.
Sunlight Medal.
I am grateful to you for freeing me. Not enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now.
So he doesn't sound to be dubious at all, does he? But anyway, he gives us this Sunlight Medal. It's a badge of the ultimate honor. It has no monetary value, but it signifies it signifies being summoned into somebody's world and helping them achieve a mission. But does the insignia on it not look familiar? Huh. The symbol represents Lord Gwyn's firstborn. We'll come back on this topic later.
By the Lords, your face. Your humanity is really slipping, but there are methods. Most fools have more humanity than they know what to do with. Now, who do you imagine will make the best use of it?
So in the world of Lordran, where souls is the most dominant currency, humanity is the thing that helps you cling to your human life. According to the lore of Dark Souls, there is a curse that turns humans into these undead corpses that you see before them, walking, somewhat breathing, living entities that can't die, but somehow cling to life.
You again. What is it? Our futures are murky. Let's not be too friendly now.
And like we discussed before, the world doesn't treat undead truly kindly. And a perfect example of this would be our firekeeper, who was cast out of our village and her tongue cut out. For what? Who knows? But her purpose is to keep the barn fire above us lit, and since we have a firekeeper soul, we can reinforce the Estus flask. Estus flask reinforcement allows for you to gain more health from each shot of the Estus flask. Since we're in Firelink Shrine, let's go ahead and rest up. So, let's get our equipment ready, cause we're about to go take on the Capra Demon. A horrible goat demon have moved in below. So, let's go deal with them, shall we? So, we're going to be using the battle axe at +5. I want to use the heater shield, but that would put me in mid-roll. And we're going to be using this charcoal pine resin. Well, I wish that hadn't happened, but it did. Kick me forward. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are outside the fog gate. That's going to help us deal with the Capra Demon. So before we begin, let's go ahead and charcoal pine resin up. And whenever you run into this fog gate, you want to mad dash to the left or roll to the left because the Capra Demon's going to do a jumping attack. Let's do it. Probably gonna die because those dogs, man, I tell you. Alright, let's back away. Let's get away from this nonsense. Get this dog. So once you get rid of the dogs, the rest of the fight should be easier, right? Or so you think. Oh wow, I thought I was gonna... Oh wow, I can't believe he actually hit me. Maybe because of the stamina. Man, this dude is insane. Man, maybe the wooden shield was not a good option here. Might have to put on some more fire. Alright, hold on. Let's bait that jumping attack one more time. Or that one. Alright, I'm going to try to put on some more fire. Alright. Come on, guy. Alright, let's do this thing. Woo. Nice. This dude ain't playing around. That attack. Alright. And that's game. So it would appear that the Capra Demon is no match for the chosen undead. And he drops this key to the depths, some humanity, and a homeward bone. So we're not done just yet. There is but one more that requires our rescue. And we're gonna go handle that right now. I gotta... So the key to the depths is what is used to unlock this door, huh? Fantastic. So let's do a little bit of a change up here. Gonna switch to a lighter weapon. And the heater shield. So now that we're in the depths, we're not gonna do too much here. There's just a couple of items that I want to pick up first. That being one of them. So now that we've taken down the Capra Demon and we've made our way into the depths, let's get rid of all these enemies before I start. Oh, you see that? Anyway, let's get rid of all these enemies real quick before I start talking. That's one. And there you go. Take him out. Let me go down these steps over here and take care of this dog. And this other dog pulls with this butcher here, so once we piss this dog off, here comes the butcher. What? Should have died from that. These butchers can be backstabbed, apparently, and they can be riposted. Like this. And they're pretty tough, as you can see. They do have a grab attack that I ain't gonna demonstrate, but I'll show you what the animation is. Or not. I get one more opportunity to show you that animation, but the reason why we're here is for this. The large ember. Previously, we discovered what embers are for. And this ember allows weapon ascension to +10. Which means even more damage output. Alright, Gotta finish this butcher off. And the second one always drops the sack. Not necessarily the second one, but one of them always does.
You. Yes, you. Here, over here. Please, you must help me.
Huh? We have yet another trapped NPC.
Oh, there you are. You must help me. Or else she'll have me for lunch. You're my only hope. Oh, please.
So this dude is begging for us to help him, or she'll have him for lunch. Huh, what's that in your hand there, buddy?
Thank you. I would have been at supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shudder to think. Thank you. Thank you dearly. I am Laurentius, of the Great Swamp. I will not forget my debt to you.
So, Laurentius of the Great Swamp.
Oh, hello there. I'm fine, thanks to you.
So that's all he's gonna say. So, since the other two we met back at Firelink Shrine, why don't we just go ahead and homered our way out of here. So our most recent rescuee is here and ready to be chatted up.
Well, I see you made it out. Yeah, I made it out safely too. I have my pyromancy of the Great Swamp, so I can usually manage with a bit of care. Oh yeah, by the way, I can share my spells with you. I think you have a knack for it. All you need are the materials. I'll be pleased to help you. And unless you find the magic's unsavory.
He's asking if we don't want to learn. So if you say yes, we don't want to learn, then he won't teach you. But if you say no, we do want to learn.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure that they'll be of some use, some assistance. Here, first take this.
So he hands us a pyromancy flame.
A flame from the Great Swamp. Now you're a fully fledged pyromancer. Why, let's get started right now.
So what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and purchase combustion. And then I'm going to modify the equipment to +5.
Goodbye then. Come back if you find anything new.
We'll cover this dude's dialogue in the next video, but right now, I'm going to meet you up by Andre of Astora. In our random yet successful role in playing the hero, we came into possession of a large ember. An ember for blacksmith weapon ascension. We have no way to use this outside of a blacksmith, and we know no other blacksmith at this point other than Sir Andre of Astora.
Why, that's a fine ember you have there. I could smith some mighty weapons with one of those. Why not lend it to me?
So we're going to give him the large ember.
Magnificent! You won't be disappointed. I can hardly wait to get started.
So now we can ascend our weapons to +6 and further to +10. So what you require is something called a large titanite shard. I don't have very many of those, so I'm going to go get some more. And for this, we're going to need green titanite shards. This is for divine weapons, which we're going to need for the next video. Since we don't have any large shards, we're going to have to go get some.
I'll be seeing you then. Be careful out there.
When next we meet, we'll be on, I think, this very spot. And then we're going to discuss Sir Laurentius of the Great Swamp, Andre of Astora, and we're going to venture into some dangerous burial grounds. Until then, see you next time.